There is another superpower to being in a larger body. I think it's time I talk about the real truth about starting CrossFit as a overweight person. I'm never sure what term to use, like overweight or fat. I have no issue with someone calling me fat. I sometimes use the term plus size. I'm a bigger girl. I'm 106 kilos or 230-ish pounds, and I was a lot heavier when I started CrossFit, more in the region of like 250 to 270 pounds. Over my first year in CrossFit, I actually ended up losing 100 pounds, and then it spiraled out of control and my eating disorder was re-triggered, but that is a whole different story. I'm just going to talk about my experience doing CrossFit as a plus size person. Firstly, CrossFit is for everyone. I know what the marketing looks like. You see a lot of like super fit people, and gyms have a lot to answer for this. Often they show people with six packs, people that are super lean, and they align with the lie that the fitness industry has told us that athletes look super lean and thin, which is not true at all. Athletes come in all shapes and sizes, but they know that aesthetic sells, and a lot of people start their fitness journey because they want to be lean with a six pack, but that is not a good representation of what most people that start CrossFit look like. Like probably 80 to 90% of the members have very normal levels of body fat. There isn't a six pack inside. We just look like regular people. You don't have to look a certain way, and you absolutely do not need to lose weight first. And another misconception is that you need to get fit first, and that isn't true either. There are ways to scale all of the movements to make them easier for you, and a lot of CrossFitters do the scaled down versions for different reasons. The majority of the classes are scaling in some way, shape or form, whether that's scaling the weight down or changing a pull-up to a ring row. There is actually a massive advantage to starting CrossFit when you're bigger, and that is that you'll be stronger on a barbell. In my personal experience and other people that I know that started CrossFit a little bit heavier, because we have that extra body fat, which is kind of like having a calorie surplus, we get stronger quicker, and our body has more fuel to use to grow those muscles and to get stronger. I started CrossFit at the same time as a lot of other people that were a lot smaller than me, and my weights shot up super fast, and the only thing that I was doing different is that I started heavier. And although I was actually dieting at the time, and I have no scientific backing for this, but I believe that because I had extra body fat on my body, when I was in a calorie deficit but my body needed to grow those muscles to adapt to training, it was using that body fat to fuel that muscle growth. And at the end of the day, that is what body fat is for. It's literally storing energy. So if your body needs it, it is there to be used. My deadlift was like 150 kilos within the first year, which is a huge deadlift. It's higher than most competitive athletes. And I also think it's why I managed to gain strength in all of the other lifts so quickly. My lifts were highly competitive in weightlifting. I was lifting heavier than any other female that I knew. And I think this is purely because I started when I was bigger. So you'll probably get stronger a lot faster than others, and that's just really cool. One downside to starting as a heavier athlete is that gymnastics might be slightly harder because body weight does affect stuff like pull-ups and toaster bar. So you might want to scale down some of these movements. You can use bands for pull-ups or do ring rows, but the coach at the CrossFit gym will help you scale down appropriately for your ability, and you have nothing to worry about. There will be loads of people scaling gymnastics movements in CrossFit gyms. It took me over a year to get my first pull-up, and that is okay. Other bodyweight movements like burpees and running will also suck, but I promise they get better, and they get better faster than you think. You just need to rest as you need to and communicate with your coach how you're coping and whether you need to scale it down a little bit. But there is another superpower to being in a larger body. Other forms of cardio like rowing, the assault bike, the C2 bike, the ski erg, any of the machine-based cardio can actually be quite a lot easier because you can use your body weight to pull against that machine. So my rowing times are far better now than they ever were when I was in a smaller body. When it comes to machine-based cardio, I am fitter now than I ever have been, and that is amazing actually. Honestly, when I started, I really felt like I was included, like people were welcoming, and in the wider fitness industry, people can be really mean to gym goers in larger bodies, but the CrossFit space is not like that at all. It's so supportive, and it's basically against the rules to be nasty to anybody. And you've always got the backing of your coach or the gym owner if something like that does happen. You are absolutely not going to be judged everybody sucks at CrossFit to begin with, because it is hard. I have seen even the most shredded bodybuilders come into a CrossFit gym and absolutely suck, and a couple of them honestly quit after doing a couple of burpees. And frankly, the most resilient people that I've ever met within the CrossFit space are the people that started where I did. The people that found it really hard, the people that started in a larger body. They built that resilience through continuing and pushing through because they didn't expect it to come easily, and that is a massive skill and life lesson. And I think that's why I've lasted so long in this sport, because it's so rewarding. I honestly could not have felt more welcomed, and I know that is the experience of a lot of other people in the CrossFit space. So if you're thinking of starting and you relate to my story, don't hesitate, and if you're feeling anxious, go and speak to a CrossFit gym owner. Another great thing about CrossFit is it's all about fitness and health and functionality, and the wider fitness space has been lying to us for years. They're so focused on aesthetics, and it's not at all about fitness, but they've completely brainwashed us into thinking that fitness has a look and that fitness is a body type, but that is not true at all. If you struggle with comparing yourself to people in the wider fitness industry, then watch this video next to shatter that belief system and remind you of what fitness really is. Thank you for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!